Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our American Center Tashkent's virtual Chai Chat program. My name is Gulshan, and I will be moderating today's talk. And I'm very excited today to introduce our speakers, Ellie Barker and Shakhnoza Pulatova. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
So we continue here in ACT. We continue to celebrate Women's History Month, and we're very excited that Ellie and Shakhnoza will be talking about their women's soccer club that they organized. And let me talk in more details about you guys. Ellie Barker is a Fulbright English teaching assistant in Namangan, and she grew up in California and received bachelor's degree in history and political science from California Lutheran University. She decided to come to Uzbekistan because she's interested in Central Asian cultures and languages. And alongside teaching English, Ellie facilitates weekly soccer club for students and professors of Namangan State University. And Shakhnoza Pulatova is a third-year student at Namangan State University, majoring in English language and literature. And she does also shooting sport and interested in translating English stories into Uzbek language. And Shakhnoza is a co-captain of Namangan Women's Soccer Club. Thank you so much, ladies. We're so excited to hear from you today. And also, I want to encourage everyone who is watching us, you are welcome to post your questions and comments in the comment sections below this video. Let's make it as interactive as possible. Thank you so much, guys, and over to you.
All right, thank you for that lovely introduction. So I'm Ellie. This is my lovely co-captain, Shakhnoza. And today we have a little presentation for you guys. Our topic is women in sports. So Shakhnoza will a little bit about her experience and her journey in sports living in Namangan. And then we will talk a little bit about the creation of our soccer club for women in Namangan. So let's get started. All right, first, would you like the floor?
Yeah, so hello everyone. I'm so happy to be here now. So first, I want to kind of tell briefly about my sport experience. So first, I have been doing kind of shooting sport for more than 5 years now, and I kind of always try to find new things and develop healthy habits. So before kind of attending to shooting sport, I kind of hadn't been familiar with this kind of sport, even didn't know that is such sport. And but in our college, after one sport event, I found that there is such sport, and even we have kind of sport sections in our city, and I just searched for it and went there and started doing the sport. Kind of this shooting sport was my new discovery, and here sport is kind of not my profession. My profession is related kind of it's philology, but I do sport to stay healthy, and it helps me to keep balance between my studies, my chores. Yeah, it gives me energy doing sports. So here you can see in the pictures um, my sport. I even now I go to the sport and uh, take part in sport contests and regional contests and have some awards here you can see. So yeah, that's a brief kind of my sport journey. So I think now Ellie will tell about more about our club, our soccer club. This soccer was also my kind of new discovery, like shooting sport. Yeah, she will tell about our sport.
Yeah.
Soccer.
So I arrived in Namangan in this past September, and when I arrived, Shakhnoza had spoken with the previous ETA in Namangan, Emily, about starting up a women's soccer club for female professors and students at NAMDU, Namangan State University. And I had no experience in soccer before. I played a little bit when I was very young, but I decided, okay, let's do it. And there was a group of girls who were motivated to start, even though none of us were experienced.
Mhm.
And so it has been a journey. All of us are starting at the same level, and we just show up every week. And we're together as a team growing, and we have grown a lot these past 6 months. So just a little bit about our soccer club. Again, it's all adult women, mostly professors and students from Namangan State University, although word has gotten out, and so we have a couple of other professors from different institutions. We practice every Thursday morning at a local indoor stadium in Namangan, and this part is very nice because it is indoor. That means that it's private. There's no one watching us. There's no pressure. And also we can play, if it's raining, if it's hot, we have some covering. Our practices are an hour long each week. So the first 30 minutes, we do a warm up, and sometimes we will do a soccer drill. So learning how to kick the ball a certain way, learning different exercises that will help in soccer games. And other weeks, we will focus on just general physical development. So we've done some Pilates, some strength training. We've done a couple of yoga stretches. So we are just trying to expand everyone's knowledge of different areas of fitness that we could be involved in. Also, every week we like to share a quote of the week. Sometimes one of our team members will bring in a quote, sometimes I will bring a quote. And this is just to inspire us, to keep us motivated, not only with participating in our sport, but within our very busy lives. Everyone here is just so busy. So we also have some occasional bonding activities outside of our weekly practices. For example, we recently had a Women's Day event where we invited some Americans to Namangan to play soccer with us, and we will talk more about that in a little bit. And then we also have some lunches, because when you work in a team, it's important to know each other, to develop friendship and to bond so that we can grow together as a team. And I've put together just some photos and some quotes from our previous practices. So this is one of our first group photos back in September, and you can read the quote for yourself. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So let's move on. This is a photo from a practice in October. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And these are also from October and November. Both Mia Hamm and Alex Morgan are actually famous female soccer players from the US. So we like to grab as many quotes from athletics as we can. Let's keep going. And then this is from the new year as well. I'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances I didn't take at all. So this is Simone Biles, a very famous and successful female gymnast from America. And just some photos from our recent practices after the New Year's. As you can see on the bottom left, we have some action shots. Within these past 6 months, at first, our soccer club, we were all a little bit nervous. We didn't have the expertise, and also when you're kicking a ball around and it might fly past your face, you might try and duck. But as you can see from this photo, recently we've started, tuning into our aggressive sides, going for the ball, not ducking. And so that's something that I've been really proud of our team for. And I love this photo, this action shot. So I also wanted to talk a little bit about our Women's Day event. We wanted to bring women together from the soccer team and other Americans who are living in Uzbekistan in celebration of International Women's Day. So on March 5th, which was a couple of Saturdays ago, we had an event titled A Day of Women in Sports. And in attendance, our soccer team members, of course. We had 6 visiting Americans, so other ETAs like myself, and even Gulshan from the American corner, Tashkent. So this event consisted of a regular soccer practice, and then after our hour-long soccer practice, we had the other Americans do a sports demonstration of some sort of activity they did growing up. So we had HIIT, which is high intensive interval training. So like Pilates, the type of cardio and strength exercises you might see on YouTube. We also had a lacrosse demonstration, which was very special because this is the first year it's been introduced in Uzbekistan. My colleague in Navoi has a set of lacrosse sticks, so that was very exciting to be involved with. We also had a demonstration on Frisbee and also self-defense. And after these workouts, we had a lunch and presentations where my fellow ETAs shared pictures and stories about their athletic experiences growing up. And we also took time to reflect on the impact of sports in our lives, especially as women. And as Shakhnoza said, creating healthy habits, sports is more than just a hobby or an activity that you do once a week. It can really inspire certain lifestyles, and it can motivate you to do more outside the world of athletics. And these are some photos from this event. On the bottom left, you can see this was our group photo during the practice. These sticks that some of the women are holding, these are the lacrosse sticks. And lacrosse is a type of Native American sport. It's kind of like soccer, but instead you pass the ball with the stick in the net. So but opposite. We also have some Frisbees in there as well, and then some photos from the lunch. And now we also want to talk about the impacts that sports have had that we've seen so far in Uzbekistan. So one of my fellow Americans in Namangan, Jeremias, he was an English language fellow, and he actually developed his own soccer club. I mentioned before, our club runs on Thursday mornings, and he started a club on Saturdays. And so he opened another opportunity for women and those interested to be engaged in soccer. And as you can see, some of our members are there, but even more people from Namangan State University found time to join Jeremias for these Saturday football clubs. Also, we had an American in December, Paige. She visited our soccer club, and she actually shared photos and videos from the practice she shared with us with other women in Termez. And her female colleagues were interested, but a little bit hesitant to get involved with soccer. But since December, actually more and more women are reaching out to Paige, and they're actually interested in starting their own female soccer club as well, all the way in Termez. So, one thing that started in one part of the country is now moving across Uzbekistan, and we're hoping to get this momentum rolling even further. And this was just a short video of women in Termez kicking around a soccer ball, but we're going to skip this clip. And then just the impact within our team. And I'm going to pass the floor back to Shakhnoza to talk a little bit about that.
My personal experience, it had great impact on me. The sport, not only soccer and shooting, made me more confident, and it improved my self-esteem. After attending to those sports, doing those sports, helped me to stop thinking about what other people think. It made me more confident. yeah, it's, I think, briefly.
Yeah.
So
I think that that's a good summary, and I'm sure more of you will ask some questions during the Q&A, so we don't need to mention too much right now. And that was it for our presentation, and we would like to open up the floor now to any of your questions or comments from spectators. Let's see. Gulshan, if you could help us get the PowerPoint off, and I think we will move into the Q&A now.
yeah.
So maybe I will text her. And I guess this is something I could just mention briefly. I probably should have mentioned it at the start, but you probably hear we say soccer and football interchangeably. Just a quick note, in America, we call football soccer. I don't know why, it doesn't make sense, but football is more logical. But you will hear us, sometimes we call it football, sometimes soccer, but for us, it's the same thing. It's just whatever is on our mind.
Maybe there's some technical problems.
Yeah. Let me see if I can remove this from the stream.
Thank you so much, ladies.
Hello, thank you.
Okay, so we do have some questions to you. Can you hear me? I think we have some technical issues.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question, I think this question is directed to Shakhnoza. Have you participated in competitions abroad?
No, it's kind of shooting my hobby. As I said earlier, it's not my kind of profession. I only participated in regional contests. Yeah.
Okay. And second question, how does shooting sport improve your health?
Yeah, I think they thought that it's just staying and shooting, but not. We do not just stay and do lots of different exercises. Physical exercises. We do yoga and different exercises, and it really helps to stay healthy.
Yeah. Also, if I may mention, because she mentioned this before, mental health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also improves mental health.
Thank you. Danya is saying that Women's Soccer Club is a great initiative.
Wonderful. You should start your own soccer club. You can always reach out to me. I would be happy to give advice.
Great. Saba is asking, can you do a bicycle kick?
Bicycle kick. Do you know this? No. I'm not sure what this is, so I think that's no.
All right. Do you get a ball in your face during the play?
Sometimes.
It's happened to our one member.
Yes. It's happened a couple times a little bad, right? But we've had some injuries on the field, nothing too serious. But our team members are in a really good mentality, actually. If you get injured, if it's not serious, you just take 5 minutes, you get some water, you decompress, and you get back out there. So our ladies have been, of course, when you play a sport with a ball, it happens, but I wouldn't say it's something that happens all the time, and it hasn't stopped anyone. So I will leave you with that.
Thank you. Dania is asking, what sport would you suggest for women besides soccer?
So I would say if you're just starting to add in sports to your daily life, you don't need to go to the gym. You don't need to start a soccer club or get involved into something like shooting, right? You can actually do fitness in your own home. The only thing you need is your body. There's many videos on YouTube for free. You can type in, as I mentioned before, HIIT. This is HIIT workouts. These are things that you just do, like ab workouts. You can do squats. It's just to get your heartbeat going. And again, you don't need any equipment. You don't even need special clothing. All you need is your own body and maybe the privacy of your room, right? So that's what I would recommend. Going on the internet, there's so many free resources. And once you find something you like, then you can find clubs, or if your friend has a suggestion, oh, come join me in my practice, you can do that as well. But there's so many free resources on the internet for starting some sort of fitness habit.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I want to remind everyone watching us live to ask your questions. Don't miss the chance to talk to sports ladies. All right, next question is coming from Shakhinahon Bahramova. She is actually a person who is facilitating our women's club here in Tashkent.
Oh, wonderful.
Do you think it helps with anger management?
Yeah. I think we have a term in English, blowing off steam, right? So anger management, sometimes this term can mean like you constantly struggle with anger, but everyone in our lives, we have things that stress us out. And fitness is a really good way to just get your mind off of your life, right? If you are very, very busy, if something is annoying you, if you're not having a good day, fitness is one activity that you concentrate on your body. You stop concentrating on these things that are angering you, things that are stressing you out. So not just with anger, but with stress and other aspects of your life, we can say it's a blow off steam, and it's a good escape, right? You're de-stressing, decompressing. Yeah, so I would think so. Do you have anything? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I see we have some people from your club joining us. Fatima Rafikova is saying, that's awesome to have you, Ellie, as our organizer and trainer. We're learning how to play soccer and stay healthy.
Wonderful. Thanks for joining,
Hello.
Fatima. Hello. And Kislarhan, hello.
Zlatan Ahmadjanova is here. Tanya says that she likes that you do extra activities during the soccer club. Besides sports, participants improve their English as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. I do not speak Uzbek very well, hardly at all. And so when the ladies come on Thursday mornings, it's entirely in English. So it is a good hour of immersion.
Yeah, it's kind of language exchange.
Yeah.
Sometimes we teach her Uzbek, and we also kind of practice our English. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Talking about language, how did you come up with this great idea to have a quote of a day every time you meet together?
That was actually Emily's idea, I think, right?
Yeah.
So before I came to Namangan, there was another English teaching assistant with Fulbright, Emily Rodriguez, and she was the one who kind of put the foundation for this club to happen. And it was just something that we said, okay, we'll do it. But it was her idea. Yeah.
That's great. Saba is asking, are you an English teacher in Namangan?
Yes, I teach English at the 6th school here, so secondary school, and I work for the Access program.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Shakhinahon Bahramova is saying that she's loving your project and wishing the best of luck. Such small steps help women to build communities they can grow to be inspired and stay motivated.
Thank you.
That's true. And Shahina, your project is also very inspiring, the one you're doing with ACT. All right. I don't see any questions so far, but I actually have a question to you. Are you planning to continue this project, and what are the further steps you are going to take to probably develop it, or like what are your plans for future?
Yeah, so I will just say we have funding for this club. It's actually, we have a small federal grant through the United States Embassy. And so after I leave, I will leave Uzbekistan in July. And there's a chance that I might come back. There's a chance I might come back to Namangan, but we don't know. And so even if I leave, even if I never come back, there are still funds for Shakhnoza to take over the club. And she has been helping me with the logistics. She knows how to run everything. And so it really is a partnership that we're building. And they can always reapply for funding. But even soccer, you don't need funding. All you need is a ball and a group of people. And so I'm hoping that even after I leave, this will become a part of everyone's, weekly lives. And I will say we have a couple of ideas on the horizon for before I leave. So continuing this spring, we've been talking about maybe hosting a tournament against professors, maybe against institutions, maybe professors versus students. So doing some sort of tournaments, because the games that we play right now are very friendly. We don't keep score, but maybe adding in a little bit of competition would be fun. And I'm always open to the ideas that our team members have for events. Of course, we'll do some more team bonding activities. So that is what's on the horizon right now. Yeah.
Great. Thank you for sharing that. We have a suggestion from Sabah. You can teach American football to our community. It's a new sport for us. What do you say?
Yeah, I actually, 1 second. Yeah.
We love trying new sports. Okay. Yes.
So actually, football season right now in America is over. But during Super Bowl week, I taught my students at School 6 how to throw a football. My only hesitation with football is it's a little bit more dangerous. It's a little bit more contact than soccer. And to be honest, I don't know how to play it. I just know how to throw the ball. But if any, Namangan people are interested, I have a ball. I would be happy to put you in touch with people in America I know who play football. So that's a great idea. I would love that as well. Maybe we'll teach the soccer team ladies one day. I'll bring it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And it's actually so interesting that during your women's event, you had some new sports that everyone tried out. Like I have never played lacrosse before, and I had a chance to play it. So you did a great job introducing new sports during your event.
Yeah. Thanks. And shout out to Chanel, the ETA from Navoy. She got the World Lacrosse Federation to donate lacrosse sticks and goals to Navoy. So hopefully lacrosse will also slowly start spreading across Uzbekistan. That would be great.
Yeah, let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, let's move to the next question. Sivinchi Kramova, hello. How do you manage your classes, if you have, and the soccer club at the same time?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's been a continuous conflict, I could say, because our club, our students and professors and me, my schedule is very limited. Beginning in the year, I couldn't work on weekends, and so that was a struggle. Thursday mornings works for most people, but we do have some people who can't attend our clubs regularly. And so now, because Jeremias started this soccer club on Saturdays, we're trying to do both Saturdays and Thursdays. So we will see how, but that is still something we're working out. We're patient when members can't make it a certain week because they have too much work or they have a meeting that comes up. So I guess patience and understanding, flexibility, but also just communication, trying to find one time in the week that works for at least most people. Do you have anything you want to add on that?
So I have my university classes in the afternoon, and I do soccer in the morning. Yeah, sometimes I ran to university when I was late. Yeah, but as I play it once in a week, the soccer, it's kind of not so difficult to manage time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Question to Ellie from Sabah. What sport did you attend in the US?
Great question. So I didn't do what is considered necessarily a sport with a ball. I did something called marching band. So if you've ever seen an American football game or a parade, there's people in uniforms who play instruments and they make shapes around the field. And I didn't do just marching bands. I actually was a very specific type of dancer. So I did dance in secondary school, and it's called color guard. So you dance and you throw things in the air. So we had swords, guns, and flags that we would spin and throw in the air and catch. So that was the sport I did growing up. Of course, I would play soccer casually with my friends. I learned how to throw a football, but dance was the sport I took more seriously.
Wow, this is so interesting. I've never heard of someone doing that before.
Yeah.
How about baseball? Did you play baseball, or do you know how to play baseball?
Yes, so baseball is my favorite sport to watch. I am from the Los Angeles area in California, so we have our baseball team, the Dodgers. Let me see if I can do this correctly on the mirror. It looks like this. If you've ever had a baseball cap that says LA, that's the Los Angeles Dodgers. So I watch baseball when I'm with my parents, maybe 3 or 4 times a week on TV, to be honest. We always have it on TV. But playing it, I think the last time I played baseball was when I was in grade school. Sometimes on the weekends, my father would take me and my siblings to our school, and we would just go to a baseball field and try to hit the ball with a bat, but I never played it seriously.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. When you studied in high school in the US, what are the sports that students in high school do?
Yeah, so sports are actually very important in American high schools, at least the high school that I went to. I like to consider my high school being the most rural American high school. It wasn't anything special or fancy. And I'd say, like, generally the experience in American high schools is that sports are an important part of your afternoon. So in the morning you go to classes, and in the afternoon, I'd say almost like half or more than half of the students would go practice their sport at the high school. And a lot of women can do softball. So that's like the female version of baseball. Swimming, running. We have wrestling for boys and girls, actually. My school had both female and male wrestling. Boys do baseball. We have football, which is just for men. Soccer for both men and women. And I'm probably leaving out, volleyball is also very popular. And so we actually bring in coaches to our schools to teach these sports at school. So it's a very important part of the high school experience for Americans.
Mm-hmm. Good. Shakhnoza, how about, do you remember what you did in high school for sports? Like, what are students supposed to do in Uzbek schools? And how different it is with the US?
we did basketball a lot. We played a lot at school. Yeah, I can remember only basketball playing.
Thank you. Sivinci saying good luck. We do love your soccer team. Wish you all the best. Thank you, Sivinci.
Thanks.
So many people wishing good luck to you guys.
Thank you.
All right, so let's look what else we have. If you didn't have your soccer club, what would be the sports that you would organize in Namangan? The second sport you would do with people in Namangan?
I suppose swimming.
Swimming.
Yeah, swimming, because our members love swimming besides soccer. I think we would kind of organize maybe swimming sport.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
I think for me, again, because my background is dance, I do a lot with just my body, not like a ball or something else. And I've really come to love doing yoga and Pilates just in my personal life. It's part of my lifestyle. So teaching a class just on an hour of Pilates, an hour of yoga, that would be fun. But I really do like the soccer team. Even though it's not in my background, I've really become a fan of playing soccer. So.
Great, thank you. Okay, question from Dania. Who is your female leader who influenced your career?
Do you?
I'm just thinking. Oh, how about yours?
I think for me, I grew up when I was a teenager. Barack and Michelle Obama were president and first lady in the United States. And Michelle Obama was, I think, a very good female leader, especially for me as a teenager. I saw that she was very ambitious, right? She's a very intelligent woman, but she's also poised, and she has like a good and calm behavior, right? If something didn't go their way, they weren't insulting anyone. It wasn't anyone else's fault. They had responsibility, and they were able to handle things calmly and with maturity. And so I saw that type of behavior through Michelle Obama. And I think that that's inspired the way that I want to be seen, or the way that I want to behave, is someone who is ambitious, who's tenacious, but can also be calm and collected. And also she's done a lot for fitness amongst American teenagers, and a lot for community development, right? Even though she's first lady, she grew up in Chicago, and she had a lot of activities that she would do meanwhile as well. So that, I think, is my female leader.
No, I can't remember any female leaders, sorry. But my mother was kind of always encouraged me. For example, if you take sport, she is very athletic woman, and we did sport together at home. And yeah, she always allowed me to do sport, and yeah, always encouraged me to like do sport, let's say. Yeah, she's my leader, female leader.
Thank you. Have you learned Uzbek dance here?
Ooh.
Not really. Whenever there's some sort of event, it's kind of a joke now. I mirror people. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I just follow along. And it's a little bit of a secret, but my 9th grade girls are teaching me a dance for our Narvuz celebration. So the school doesn't know it. It's going to come out in Uzbek dress, as long as it doesn't rain. Hopefully we don't get rained out, but they're in the process of teaching me some sort of national dance, but I haven't learned formally anything.
We can teach you.
Yes, I would love to. I'm
We can
trying
teach
to
you.
learn. I would love to learn. But right now I have no idea what I'm doing.
But it's good that you're doing it.
Thanks.
What US president do you like most and why?
Oh, goodness. You know, I studied history, so I know all of the presidents, which makes it so much more complicated to answer. I don't know. I think, you know, the famous answers are like George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and I think I would go along those lines. Abraham Lincoln, again, another very powerful yet not very cruel leader who, when our nation was apart during the Civil War, he was able to bring our nation back together. And also George Washington, I think, you know, he was the first president of our country, and he could have become like a king. He could have ruled for 10 or 20 or 30 years, and he set what we call a precedent. He said, you know what, I'm only going to be president for one term. Let's move on. And that's become something in our political system. It wasn't supposed to happen, but I think setting that precedent, it made us a little bit more unique from other countries. And so I think I also respect George Washington for that reason. But I could say so many things about presidents, so I'm just going to stop talking before I bore you.
Okay, thank you. What food did you like most in Uzbekistan? Be honest.
Green samsa. They're my favorite. I like mostly everything except, to be honest, I'm not a huge meat eater. So shashlik and what's it called? Koturma? Koturma? Yeah. I'll eat it. It's not my favorite, but I love green samsa. The filling is very similar, in my opinion, to something we have in America called collard greens. So it's kind of like a little taste from home, but also Uzbek food. And it's a good like snack, you know. Maybe not a whole meal of it, but I love green samsa.
Great. Shakhnoza, what's your favorite food?
Oh, I like all food. I like kind of Uzbek. It has every kind of meal has its unique taste, and I like all of them.
Mhm.
And I like even cooking. So yeah,
Mhm.
one of my hobbies.
All right. Ellie, what do you teach at school number 6 in Namangan?
Yeah,
Is
so
it just language or something more than that?
it's mostly English language. So I don't teach my own courses. I do have a couple of clubs, but primarily I'm co-teaching. So I work with several different teachers, and I'll visit mostly 8th through 11th grade classes. And I will just try to do activities that are more interactive. I try to do some video lessons, some lessons where students are creating some sort of like picture or poster. So something outside of the textbook. And again, the themes change. I'd like to stay within the themes of the curriculum, but I do try to do more creative activities that you wouldn't find in a textbook. Besides that, I also do a speaking club for students, a reading club. We're actually about to start Tom Sawyer. I just got the books from the embassy, so we have The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. And what else do I do? And I also work with teachers. So I'll do conversation clubs with teachers, and now we're starting teacher training for exams like TKT, TOEFL, etc.
Yeah, I think they're lucky to have you. This is great that they get this help from you.
Thanks.
All right. Do you have a plan to study abroad, Shakhnoza? In what country do you prefer to study? Sabah is asking.
So as I want to be an interpreter in language pairs, Russian and Chinese, I want to continue my studies, hopefully in China, but in the worst case, not the worst case, in
Plan
or
B.
yeah, or in Uzbekistan to continue. I want to learn Chinese language, so yeah, hopefully China, or if not,
Great.
Uzbekistan.
Great. Ellie, is it going to be your first Navruz in Uzbekistan, or did you were you here during Navruz last year?
No, this will be my first time. I'm very excited. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, I was studying abroad in St. Petersburg in the spring of 2019, and I made a friend from Tajikistan, and she showed me pictures of her family celebrating Nowruz, and she told me a little bit about it. So I've actually been for a couple of years, and this will be my first time celebrating.
That's great. And we are getting several days off this year. 5 days off. Are you planning anything for the short holiday?
Yeah, so I'll be in a village in the Namangan region. I'm going with one of my co-teachers to her family's house for the 21st. And then I will be going to Karakalpak, and I'm going to the Aral Sea. So we're doing a 3 or 4 day trip with some of the other ETAs, and we'll be in a big truck going across the desert to the Aral Sea. So it'll be an adventure.
Wow, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Shakhnoza, what are your plans for the holidays?
Plans for the holidays, I'm planning a trip to Samarkand and Bukhara. Yeah, we are with my friends at university. We are planning to go to those places.
So traveling too.
Yeah, traveling.
All right. Question from Sabah. How long does the Fulbright program last in Uzbekistan, and where can we attend those classes in our cities? Where are you from, Sabah? First question to you. Please let us know. And Ellie, do you want to talk a little bit about your program?
Yeah, so I'm on a Fulbright English Teaching Assistant grant, so Fulbright ETA, and my grant lasts 10 months. So I'll be here from September is when I arrived, and I will be leaving in July. And it's difficult to say because our placements is we work with schools or universities, and usually these types of programs you can't like invite someone to your secondary school to attend a 9th grade class, but I do open up my clubs, my after school clubs, to the community. So I have a couple of students who attend regularly that are not from my school, and I have worked with some teachers in my teaching from other schools, but I'd say the attendance is a little inconsistent on that one. But if your city has an American corner, then that is one place that you can interact with ETAs or ESN coaches through the American Corner courses. So I know that there's, of course, American Center Tashkent. There's the American Corner Karshi. There's actually one opening in Namangan at the end of this month. So I will be teaching a conversation club there. And I think there's others. I've heard rumors that there might be others opening up across the country, but I know for sure Karshi, Tashkent, and Namangan. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
And if you don't live in any of those regions or cities, then you can always join virtually on these types of events. I believe some of my other Fulbright colleagues have been involved in the Chai Chats or will be in the future. So that's another way that you can interact with us. You may not be able to come to our institutes, but through the embassy's centers like the American Center Tashkent, we like to participate sometimes on occasion.
Thank you, Ellie. You just described everything so well. Yeah, that's true. And we're working on opening more American corners around the country. So just follow us on social media, and we usually announce whenever we have something new opened, so you'll hear about it for sure. Shakhnoza, have you ever participated in any exchange programs? If not, are you interested in participating in any exchange programs as a student?
No, I didn't kind of do an exchange. I have applied to an exchange program to UGrad, but I got nothing so far. No.
UGrad is a great program. Yeah.
You did Girl Up, right? That's not necessarily an exchange.
Women Up Club.
Women Up.
Yeah, Women Up.
Women Up Club. Wow, that's also a great program.
Very great community. Just I made so many friends, kind of like-minded friends in Women Up. Yeah.
Great. All right. So I don't see any questions. And do you ladies have anything to add before we say goodbye to our viewers?
No, I do not. I would say, if I know some of you were asking questions like logistically about our experience running a soccer club, if you are interested in starting your own soccer club, if you have questions about challenges we've had, I would say Gulshan has my email. I'm comfortable with you giving out my email. If anyone has questions, you can always email me. I prefer not Telegram, but email is okay. And I would just encourage, if fitness and sport isn't already part of your weekly routine, again, just trying to do something with your body, whether it's going on a walk or doing some minor yoga or Pilates at home. Our bodies, we like to say, are a temple. So take care of it. It is so important to take care of your health. Drink water. Where is it? Water is so important. That is a huge thing we have been teaching all year for soccer is drink water. I even bought them water bottles so they would do it. And yeah, I think that's all I want to leave you with, Shakhnoza.
I would say thank you so much for inviting us. Thank you so much for having us today. Yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies. You are a great inspiration for our viewers, and you're doing a great project, and we wish you good luck, and thank you so much. I know that you guys are busy, but you took your time to tell us about your experience and inspire us. So thanks so much, and we really hope that we'll be able to have another program with you when your project is over, when probably Ellie, you will be leaving to look at the progress, probably.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks everyone for great questions, and we hope to see you next week at our next virtual chat. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.